I wanted Claire to come because Claire is an amazing habits and mindset coach. And she's been in the Digital Marketing Academy with us since June. She came in the June retreat. And I just wanted to hear a little bit from her. So Claire, why don't you tell people what you do and who you are, really? Okay, now you're muted. Oh, there you go.
I'm not muted anymore. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Simone, for having me. Hi, guys. So as you were saying, I'm a habits and mindset coach. I'm a health and life coach, actually, but I'm specialized in habit and transformation, as well as emotional intelligence improvement, because I believe that it's the only key to powerful and sustainable change. And I work mainly with professionals, entrepreneurs, or parents who are either so stressed out or stuck in their lives, and who want to basically transform so their health, their wellness, their relationships, or their career, and really help them create transformation in those areas. And sorry for the noise because my dog is playing somewhere.
Dog. I think I've never seen a dog.
Really? You haven't?
Oh. Okay, so tell us a little. What were you struggling with in your marketing before you got in the academy, like back in June or before that?
Mm-hmm. So I would say that I had, at that time, I had a marketing plan, but it was too vague. It wasn't solid enough. And so I had some pieces, but also I was missing some pieces. And I was overwhelmed too, as you know, Simone, because, you see lots of things on social media, for example, and people talking about, I know this, I can help you with that, I am a guru and whatnot. And it's really overwhelming. I was looking for someone who was really able to, first of all, who was working full-time as a marketing coach, okay, and who was really able to walk me through a process, a system, because that's what I was missing. I had kind of a system in place, but again, it was too vague. There are some stuff that you guys may know in these retreats, but between like really knowing a few stuff and being able to map out the whole strategy, there's 10 words, if that makes sense.
Yes. I never heard you say that. So I knew it, but I know. I'm curious though, when you saw all the elements of, the funnel, we just finished the last element today, but did you feel like, you know what, I can do that? Did you want to try things on your own at first?
Oh, you mean about the, yes, I was, I think, we're all humans. So at some point we want to try to do things on our own, but then what you guys really have to understand, for the people who are watching this right now, there's a difference between knowing a few stuff and doing like what you need, what that needs to be done, but kind of aimlessly. And there's a difference between that and then having this whole plan and this bigger picture. Having this bigger picture and kind of a more strategic picture is really necessary, because you can implement a few things here and there, but at some point you're going to hit a wall.
Interesting.
That's just the truth. You need to have someone who's already where you want to be. And I'm applying this to myself, and obviously to the clients that I have, my coaching clients. Where you are now and where you want to be, you have this gap to bridge, and you've got to go with the people who are already where you want to be and who've been there, done the work and who are really able to tell you, okay, this is going to be your strategy, not versus listening to some lots of gurus on social media, because it's, to be honest, it's just so overwhelming. I don't know about you guys if you had the same problem, but I hear so many different stuff, and this and that and this and that, and then at the end of the day you're like, okay, I have so many different stuff, but how am I supposed to just even like channel that and create something that is really strategic, that is going to lead me from where I am to where I want to be?
Yeah. And
answer your question, Simone?
yeah, I get you. I totally get you. Now, were you, like, before you decided to join, were you afraid of the fact that, for example, it was going to take 12 months? Because I know we all want results right away, but did that came into place for you to think, oh my gosh, this is not going to work for me?
It came into place. It did. Because as you were saying, we're humans and we tend to be very, like eager sometimes. They want things to happen quick. We want the quick results. I wouldn't say I was afraid though. I would say I was perhaps a bit frustrated. I was a bit frustrated because I was so eager to get to work. Okay. I wanted things to take less time. I wanted things to happen fast. But the thing is, if your goal, guys, is to really like build a sustainable business, there is no way you can possibly do that in a few months. That's just not realistic. It takes years to build something, to build a business, especially. So I would say I was a bit frustrated, about the 12-month, like the duration of the program, but at the same time, I was really aware that, I wanted to have very solid foundations. Otherwise, it's just like building a sandcastle. You don't have strong foundations. And the foundations, they hold everything together. So at some point, it just made sense. I was like, yes, it's going to take a year. And so what? It's just a year.
Yeah.
It's just a year.
Yeah. And it will pass anyway. Right?
Exactly.
Awesome. Now, so it's funny because I was just making the math here. You were only here for 3 months. It does look like you've gone through a lot of things that you've done. My goodness. But
really?
Yeah. What was your experience as of now, the first 3 months versus, your expectation? How has it been your experience throughout these 3 months?
So it's an awesome experience. So thank you for that, Simone. And what I want to say is, I try not to have expectations in life, but criterias, which is very different, by the way. I believe that expectations are really the root of suffering, and as the Buddhists say, by the way. But I try to go to enter the DMA with a very open mind, kind of a blank space, and to say, okay, you may have expectations, but at some point you're just dealing with your own brain. And I'm the mindset coach, Simone, you know what I'm talking about. You're just dealing with your own brain. No, I really try to have those criteria and that are really important to me. And the criteria is where, okay, I want to learn from someone who's been there, who knows what it is I'm struggling with, and who's done the work. That's what I wanted. And someone who's interested in my success as well. It's very important to have a coach who's interested in, their client's success. Otherwise, why would they even do that, right? I wanted someone who was able to support me. So the expectations / criterias, yes, I had those criterias, and I'm really satisfied. So I'm just really happy. I'm really grateful for everything that I'm learning, and I'm grateful for the calls that we have, the weekly calls that we have. I think they're really important, but I might talk about that a bit further in the conversation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but so let's talk about it. So do you feel like the weekly call is something that has helped you moving forward? Is that like a good piece for you?
Absolutely. I think it's super important. I think it's really, I mean, you have like 50%, it's the lessons, what you learn, and then what you have to implement. And then you have the other 50%. And it's basically the work that you have to do first as a student. You have to work on, because what I want to say is, there is no program, your program, my program, there is no program that combines everything all together. At some point, people have to do the work.
Mhm.
People have to do the work. It's, you cannot do the work for them. You know what I'm saying? And the weekly calls, you have to do the work too. You have to come to the call. And I would say it's so important that, I mean, yes, you have to like come and be prepared. You have to prepare your calls. You have to perhaps write down a few questions. You have to just stay focused, and you have to work on that too. It's part of the exercise. It's part of everything that you're building. You cannot just rely on one person to bring you everything that you need.
Mhm.
As good as you are, or as good as I may be, or as good as like lots of other coaches may be, at some point it's always a partnership.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
But
absolutely.
but the calls are so helpful. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The calls, I really feel like I don't want you guys to get stuck, because when you get stuck, you don't move to the next step. So the calls help so much, I feel like, with clarity. Wonderful, Claire. Wonderful.